We are live, everybody. Welcome back to the Diaspora Channel. Basically, this is our second live for today, and I thank you all for tuning in. I hope you are doing great. And here on the Diaspora Channel, my aim is to promote Black-owned businesses. So if you're a business owner, please email me at the diasporachannel@gmail.com. So you can also join me here and share your products and also talk about tell us about your services. So, bonsoir tout le monde, bienvenue encore sur Diaspora Channel. J'espère que vous allez tous bien. Et si c'est votre première fois sur ma chaîne, je m'appelle Kai Gabiam. Et l'objectif de cette plateforme est de promouvoir les business des frères et sœurs ici dans la diaspora ainsi que partout dans le monde. Donc, tout ce que vous avez à faire, il faut m'envoyer un mail et puis vous aussi, vous pouvez me joindre ici et nous montrer vos produits et nous parler de vos services en fait. Donc, ce soir, comme d'habitude, chaque semaine, j'ai des invités ici sur cette plateforme qui partagent leur expérience de vie avec nous pour nous inspirer, pour nous motiver. Et ce soir, j'ai Zendela avec moi. Et elle est ici à Londres, mais elle a fait des investissements aussi sur le continent, spécifiquement en Gambie. Donc, elle va nous parler plus de ça et nous donner plusieurs conseils concernant les frères et sœurs qui veulent aussi aller en Gambie. So, welcome, Zendela. How are you doing?
I'm fine, and how are you?
I'm great. Thanks so much for joining me here tonight. Please
welcome.
Go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us a little bit more about yourself.
Okay, so I'm Zendala Secka, and I am 37 years old and have 3 children. I decided that I was going to create a YouTube channel to document my journey of moving myself and my children from London, England, and moving to the Gambia, West Africa. As well as documenting my journey, I plan to cover things on my channel. I do cover things on my channel about business because I am an experienced business owner. I currently run 2 companies. One of my companies is my main business, and that's a recruitment company where we employ about 140 members of staff and have about 16 members of staff that work inside of our office. And then my second company is a hair extension salon that offers alternative hair extensions to your normal weave or braids that we normally get. So those are my 2 companies, and my channel covers my journey to Gambia and also covers many of my ideas about business.
That's awesome. And I'm so excited about the great things you're going to share with us tonight. So my question is, why did you choose to go to Gambia?
So I had gone through about a year of avoiding going to Gambia. So many people would speak about Gambia and I would just brush it off. Okay, it's fine. And then I took my son to a club which is called Manhood Academy, and they spoke a lot about Gambia and that they had a mission to take a handful of young boys over to Gambia to complete their rites of passage. So it intrigued me, and I was very interested in why they chose Gambia and what was so special about this country in Africa. And it was almost like after having that conversation with the leaders in this youth mentor program, everybody I spoke to had gone to Gambia. So my auntie had visited 9 times. I had a personal trainer at the time. He 11 times. And I was like, I've never even heard of this country before. And I just kept on avoiding it. I kept on saying to myself, I'm going to Ghana. I'm going to Ghana. Ghana's going to be the first place I go to. And then one morning I just woke up and I said to my twin sister, we're booked. We're going to Gambia. And I felt like it was, I'm not normally that kind of spontaneous person. Everything is planned in my life. I plan everything. And I felt like I just didn't have the control. It was, I believe now that it was a calling from my ancestors to say, you need to visit Gambia and see for yourself. And I booked it for our birthday, and I literally booked about a month before. And then we went in February 2019.
And that was
it. Yeah, I mean, when I arrived, I'm not sure what my expectations were of Gambia, but I think now that I've visited so many times that I had a very westernized idea of what Africa in general was like. So my idea of Africa, when I got there, it was completely different. I immediately started to realize, wow, they have streetlights. Wow, they have flushing toilets. Because I just had this vision that it was going to be a country that is just full of poverty and there's no progression, no development. When I got there, I have to admit, the minute I got there, I was impressed. And I was taken back actually and very overwhelmed by the welcoming of people. I mean, from the minute you start walking down the stairs on the aeroplane, you are very aware of how welcoming the people are. And I've traveled to many different countries. And when you're getting down off the plane, those members of staff hardly even look at you when you're coming off the plane. And every single person that you went past would say, welcome home, hello, welcome home. And I was like, it was strange for me to actually say hello to so many people before even getting out of the airport.
That's just who you are. Like, you know, that's our personality. We just love people. So if you know you never had the chance to actually go yourself and visit, it's just like all you know is the mainstream media, you know, feeds you with. That's all you know. So that's why I encourage everyone, you know, just visit. You don't have to go
move
and plan for, you know, like staying there for 2 months. No, even if it's, you know, 3 weeks holiday, 1 week, like Zendela just said, just go and visit, you know, visit. Just to know a little bit more about the culture. In fact, let me just ask you, tell us, you know, about the Gambians, their culture, the food.
I can't say anything negative. I didn't see. I've been 6 times now, and I haven't experienced anything negative. In fact, majority of the things that I found out have actually blown me away about Gambia. So the women and the men both very welcoming. They have very little but still want to share.
Yes.
That's not everybody, but they, you know, if they have 100 dalasi and someone comes and asks them for something, they will just take money out of their pocket and they'll give it to them. And it's a little bit strange because you think to yourself, why did you give that person that money? And they're just like, oh, because I have more than that person, so I can give. And some of the things that have blown me away over time is just before I got married, my dad passed away three weeks before I got married, and the Akalo of the village adopted me as his daughter in order to be my male representative at my Muslim at my mosque wedding. So things like that, I just don't. I've never experienced something like that where someone who's as high up as the Akalo in the village steps up and says, I'll be her male representative. I will adopt her as my daughter in order to represent her and make sure that this marriage goes through the way it should do. And I think I've just experienced things like that continuously every time I go to Gambia.
So was that like the chief of the village, or?
Yeah, it's like the village chief. In the UK, you would say it's like the MP, or the maybe the mayor. No, not the mayor. It's like the MP of a particular borough. Yeah.
Great. I know you have some businesses over there already.
I do.
So I'm sure lots of people in the stream, they are here to learn and hear what you have to say when it comes to, you know, what they can do over there. But we're starting right now with you, what you're investing in on the, you know, in the Gambia. Can you quickly just go over that and let us know what you're doing there?
So I've been I'm an entrepreneur by nature. So I had my first business when I was about 19. So I can walk into pretty much any room and see a business opportunity. And I got that when I walked in when I got off the plane to Gambia. I saw many different opportunities for development. and I saw, I watched something a long time ago that was Akon speaking about if you wanted to take something that you learned in the West over to Africa, you could become a Fortune 500 company within 5 years. And I thought, that's not realistic. And when I got to Gambia, I thought, wow, the development opportunities are amazing. But I like to do things small while I'm getting to know and understand the culture of the people. And business ideas come to me all the time. So the very first business that me and my husband have done jointly is our shops. So we've opened up, we have 4 shops. 2 of them will be rented out. Well, actually 3 of them are going to be rented out now, and 1 of them is going to be like a mini market. And then just above the shops, we're going to be building a internet cafe. So we'll operate as an internet cafe most days of the week, but also we will offer schools in the local area the opportunity to bring their children over to the internet cafe so that they can learn IT skills. So each school in the area will have a day of the week that they can come over for an hour or 2 hours for free, so that the children can have access to the internet and learn computer skills. And then we also have 1 day a week that is dedicated to women, which is like on a Tuesday evening, women will be able to access the internet cafe for free. And then children that don't go to school can access it on a Sunday for free. And there'll be a teacher there all the time who will be able to teach people IT skills also, as well as helping them to access the internet at the same time. So that's my first business. That's our first business venture. Oh, you're muted.
Sorry.
That's okay.
I was trying to see if that will help a little bit with the background sound, but yeah.
Oh, I have a fan on. Bear with me 1 second.
Okay. Thanks everyone for joining us tonight. Kindly keep the lights off. Maggie, I see you. Thanks again. That's the 2nd time. I see you. Love Unity. Prince Haruba, thank you all for joining us tonight. Please make sure if you have your question ready, just start putting them in the chat as well. Okay. Yes, Zendela. So I know you already have your plots there, the stores.
Yes,
So
yes.
I want to know roughly like how much does it cost for like a plot of land? Is it the capital or
So a plot
like
of land.
countryside?
So we my husband's, our house is quite close to Gambia, about 15 minutes drive, not the capital, but it's a very busy tourist area. So his house is quite close to there. It is in the village. It is based in the village, not out on the main. But it's quite close. So he lives in quite an expensive area. So I think a 20 by 20 plot of land where he lives is probably about £16,000. But there are land in Gambia. It can be very cheap. So I would say just about half an hour drive down the coastal highway, you can probably get a 20 by 20 plot of land for about £2,000.
Oh, wow.
And I know that there are some companies that have some payment plans and things like that on offer for you to buy land. So I think if along the coastal highway, it's becoming more expensive. But if you ask me, it's still affordable, especially if there are payment plan options in place.
Okay. We really, really love to have those company you just mentioned, but I'll talk to you after the stream. It's just to help, the people that really want to buy lands or properties over there. And, I don't personally can't say, oh, this person will handle this for you. And I know that, it's not going to be scam or anything like that. So
well, I think that is part of the problem. I myself have been very nervous about buying land. Luckily for me, I can experience the land buying process in a safe way because I don't necessarily need to purchase the land because my husband has, I think his plot is about 50 by 60, so he has quite a large plot of land. And then he worked for the government for a while, so he has plots of land. The government actually allocate plots to other people. So people, I think once you've worked there for 7 years, you can actually get plots of land from the government. So I'm not really, it's not something that I'm desperate to do in order to make sure that I can move to Gambia. But for other people, it makes people nervous.
Sorry, Zendela, did you say if you work for a period of time, the government? Oh, wow.
Government workers can be allocated plots of land. I think it is something about 7 years that you have to work for the government. Yeah, but they are allocated. I don't quote me on that because I don't know what the actual time is that you have to work there. But once you have worked for the government for a substantial amount of time, they do allow land, but it's normally out in the provinces or a little bit further from the capital.
Well, that's very, very good thing, because I never heard, not even in my country, anything like that before. So it's like, wow, you just go, you work for a period of time, and then the government will be able to give you, lands. That's amazing.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
How is the healthcare system like over there?
So luckily I've not had to experience it personally myself, but I've been doing my channel on YouTube is all about doing research so that I can prepare myself for the move over to Gambia. So I've looked into quite a few different hospitals, and I do believe probably the best healthcare, just like it is anywhere in the world, is private sector healthcare. So they have a lot of hospitals, but they are private. Okay. And they seem to have exactly the same facilities that we have over in the UK. They have maternity wards, they have oncology, gynecology, they have neuro wards, so things like that. I think that if you are able to, when you are preparing for your move to the diaspora, that you should have a pot of money that is for healthcare or medical care. I'm not sure if you can pay down on healthcare insurance, but for me, with my children, I have young boys, they're always hurting themselves. Luckily, they've never had a long experience in the hospital. But I would advise anybody, if you are moving over, to prepare a budget, make that part of your plan, to make sure that you have a little bit of money that you can feed into every single month that is part of your healthcare budget. That makes sense.
That's good, because sometimes for some people, because I'm familiar with West Africa, so some people, they're like, oh, what about the dentists? Do they have dentists? Do they have this? I'm like, yes, everything is there. Yeah. In fact, some of my tests, when I wasn't feeling well at some time before going back home, and then I have some tests here already that are supposed to, some appointment to here. Then I'm like, okay, I'm going back home anyway. Let me just do everything there. It was cheap to start with. It was very, very cheap. Yeah. And all the tests, the outcome I got there, I came here, I was talking to, the GP is like, oh, are you sure about that? Maybe, they just say this, just to make you buy this medication, blah, blah, blah. I said, well, I just want them to run these tests and just guys going to do the same thing. You have to do with, heart issue kind of tests, but they have to do different tests like tilt table, other tests. So I'm like, okay, let me just do all those, the same tests over there. And the result was the exact same thing.
Okay. Yeah. So I looked into all of them. I wear glasses, so I looked into opticians. And actually, to get your eyes tested is cheaper. I wear contact lenses, and that was the only thing that was more expensive was contact lenses, because they must order them in from another country. So that was slightly more expensive for the monthly about. I think in the UK I pay like £22 a month, and over there I pay like £35 a month. So it wasn't a huge difference. And the fact that I can actually get it, I can go and get my eyes tested. I think the eye test was like £6, and over here an eye test is £20. So, and it's exactly the same equipment that they use over here to test your eyes. So I think that is something that I always, I mean, even when I told my family that I was going to live in Gambia, the first thing people said is, what about the hospitals? What about the roads? So it was something that I really had to research, because I've never had to go to a hospital every time I've been there. So I thought I have to do the research and find out. One of the hospitals that I spoke to, their CEO was trained in the UK and then worked as a chief medical officer or something for 12 years in the UK. And not that I'm saying that the UK offers the best medical facilities, but it did give me a little bit of comfort knowing that the chief of the entire hospital understands what our expectations are of healthcare.
So, you know, that's why I respect a lot of content creators that actually, like yourself, for example, when it comes to the healthcare, when it comes to other things happening in the Gambia, for example, I just have to go on your channel or go on a Black Seed, Sister Juliet channel, and then boom, every information I need is already there. So if I'm going to Gambia, I have a rough idea like what to expect. So, you know, really, really, really thank you guys for the amazing work you guys are doing. So that's what we need to do, because no one else will tell our story better than ourselves.
And I think it's so important, because I'm obviously 37 years old. I went to Gambia, first went to Gambia when I was 35, 36.
Right.
And for the whole of my life, I had a negative idea about Gambia, about Africa as a whole. And it was only because I went through the experience of sending my son to a youth club, and they spoke about taking the children to Africa, and I was a little bit intrigued. Only that experience of going through that made me take my money and go to Africa. So I think it's important that if I've experienced something, that I share the narrative that I've experienced, because I think what the mainstream media have the power to do is constantly feed our minds with junk and with lies and with the negative side. Because I'm not saying that there is not poverty in Africa. There is poverty everywhere in the world, but I think the mainstream media over here have done a very good job at making us believe that we don't need to go there. All we need to do is take our money and donate £2 a month or donate £3 a month to water aid or to everything. But why would we take our £1,000 holiday money and go to Africa? Because it's poverty, it's dirty, you know, no one is very nice there, it's aggressive, it's violent. That's what I grew up believing. So when I started my channel, my whole intention was to show people what you think is Africa is not true, because the West will have you believe a different view of Africa.
You are so right. So, you know, all across, because the thing is, sometimes we parent, like, you have to make sure you inform, you share things, you talk about things with your child or children, especially if you're from Africa, because there are so many things, like there is even no difference if you know you come from a wealthy or okay, just a middle class family. There is nothing wow here when you come here that would say like, oh, everything is there. So, you know, that's why I even started this channel, just purely because when I was unwell, I wasn't able to go back to work or anything. I have a little bit of time. I say, what can I do to help my community? Because I know that we have to tell our own stories, because the more we sit down and just talk about it and just like why they saying this is not true, who is listening to me in my room if I'm telling, you know, my child, or you know what, this is not true, this is a lie? Well, you know, they have a chance to go there to know the reality. You understand? But those parents out there that are not able right now, like to, you know, financially or for some other reason, that are not able to take their children to actually visit, they will only going to feed on what they're told. That's it. That's it. So, you know,
I think that even people that are older than me, because I'm on quite a lot of different groups online, and even people that are older than me will make comments like how far do you have to go for running water?
Oh my goodness.
And I mean, before 2 years ago, I would have said, oh God, how far do you have to go for running water seriously? Because I was under the impression that you had to go and fetch water. But actually, everybody has running water. Not everybody, obviously, there are pockets of poverty and people don't have running water, but majority of people in Gambia have running water. All the restaurants have running water. And a lot of the water is actually fresher than it is over in the UK. You can build a borehole system, and that water is fresh spring water that you can drink straight from the tap. And I don't know about other people, but I filter my water here in the UK because it's full of all kinds of things.
The same.
Yeah, so unless I want to pay thousands of pounds to get some sort of water purifying system, I can't. So actually, that's just, even people that are older than me, that have had more experience of life, are still fed that negative view of Africa, or not even necessarily a negative view. It's just the positive view is hidden from them.
Well, the thing is, at some point, they have to make their own decisions. Like yourself, you just say, oh, let me just visit.
Yes.
But if you never make that move, well, you're only going to believe what you've been told.
Yeah.
So, you know, the door is open for everyone.
And I also, think if you have a business mind, if you are someone who over here in the West, we think that is, we're stifled and we're not able to create some of our businesses because we think the market is maybe saturated. So if you wanted to create like a bed line or something ridiculous like a door or light bulb or something like that, I mean, I can't create a car company in the UK because there's millions of, humongous car companies. But if you have that knowledge and that experience, Africa is the place where you can go and do that.
That's right.
So one of the other businesses that I have is, I said, I'm moving to Africa, and I said, I'm going to move in 3 years, and I changed it to 1 year. And I said, I need to learn how to speak Wolof, because I hear my husband and his family and everybody talking in Mandinka and Wolof, and I'm like, I don't know how to speak it. And it's sometimes you think everybody starts laughing, and then they tell you the joke after everybody started laughing, and it's like, you can't laugh now, the joke's gone. Like, I need to know what's happening now. So I decided I'm going to learn Wolof, and I thought, how can I learn Wolof? And then I thought to myself, why would I learn Wolof by myself when I can create a Wolof school?
Wow.
I created a Wolof school, and over 30 people are inside our Wolof school, and we do classes on a Thursday and a Saturday. And the teacher is a university lecturer, so she's very, she can speak perfect English, and she teaches us Wolof. And now we're going to introduce Mandinka in August. We're going to introduce Mandinka. So all of the funds, all of the money gets donated or goes to the lecturer. So it all gets transferred over to her at the end of each month. And that's another business idea. Like over here, how could I do that idea, But over there, it was literally, I just woke up one morning and I said, I'm going to learn Wolof. And I said, why would I learn Wolof by myself? I can invite other people. We can charge next to nothing for the class. You can have, 2 days a week to choose from, and we can learn conversational Wolof. And we did it. So that's what I mean by no idea is stupid or impossible when it comes to business in Africa. I truly do believe people in Africa believe that the West is the land of opportunity, but I think that the West is the land of working and paying bills.
That's right.
I believe
that Zendela was right there. Can you repeat that loud again?
So I believe that people that are in Africa, they believe that the West is the land of opportunity, but it's not. It's the land of working and paying bills. The land of opportunities for Black people that look like me or you, the land of opportunity is in Africa. That is the land of opportunity. And as long as you are welcoming and embracing the culture and saying, I want you to help me, partnering with Gambian people or people from Africa. As long as you partner with people, they will welcome you with open arms. And as long as you know, my internet cafe, I will make money from my internet cafe because I'm a businesswoman, but I am a human first. And I know what the internet can do for us. The internet gives us the ability to share our story with as many people as we want at any time of the day. So if we allow that to be accessible to people who don't currently have that in Gambia, I'm a human first. So even though I have my business, part of my business needs to give back to the community so that I am also being respectful of this country who has welcomed me as one of their own.
That is very, very important. You know, like when the fact that you don't only think about yourself, and that should be our mindset wherever we are, because it's not about only one person trying to fix everything. That is not possible. But when we come together as a collective, that will be quicker for us to do things and, you know, move to the next project.
Yes.
So, you know, thank you for doing that. So I have one question first on the screen for you. So that's from the Life of KingWage.
Yes. What is the average price for a newly constructed house with decent sized land to grow fruit trees and vegetables? So the construction, I have a video on my channel, which is Zendela's Journey, and the construction is basically based on the square foot, of the actual house. So I think an average house there, which is about three bedrooms, a 1-story house, most of the architects and construction companies that I spoke to would give me a price of about 30,000 to about 50,000 pounds to build that. And actually a plot of land that is about 20 by 20 is actually a decent plot of land. You will have enough room to probably park 2 cars in the grounds, and then also have a space where you can have a fruit and vegetable patch inside the grounds. Many people have their house inside the grounds, a place where they can park their cars. Some people even have space for a swimming pool, and also have avocado trees, you know, orange trees and things like that in their land. And that's on a plot of about 20 by 20. I hope that answers the question for you.
Let's move to the next one. Let me see if it's a question or contribution.
Okay, what area of the government you have to go through to get your permanent to set up a business? A permit. Sorry. So your permit in Gambia, you are automatically given 28 days permit, so you can stay in the country for 28 days. Then you have to go back to the immigration office, and they renew that permit for you every 30 days for a maximum of 3 months, I believe. So you can stay there for 3 months, and then you need to apply for a residence permit. I don't work for the Gambian Authority, and I can only speak from what I've heard other people say, but that's how it works. And then you pay, I think it's roughly about £14 a year for your residence permit, and then you also have to pay for an alien card. But if you go to the Blackfit channel, Julia is a very strong advocate for people to move over from the diaspora to Gambia, and she's fighting.
Yeah.
Also has something. She has a oh my God, what's it called? She has a petition that she wants people to sign at the moment. So please do go over to her channel. In terms of setting up a business, again, it's not a difficult. It's not difficult to set up a business. You can just set it up how you would in the UK. So you need an article of association and you need a memorandum, and that lays out what the business plans are, what the business is, what's the purpose of the business, and then you have to put the share capital in. You can pay a solicitor who can do it for you, or you can do it yourself if you do some research online. Most of the documents are available, but you will have to write your articles of association and your memorandum independently and have them possibly looked over by a solicitor, or if you understand law. And And then in the Gambia at the moment, they say if you open up a business in Gambia, it doesn't matter what business it is. If you are going to incorporate a business, you have to have a Gambian shareholder. That they do not specify how many shares that Gambian shareholder must hold, but you need to have a Gambian business partner or a shareholder, and that's actually the only clause that they put in there, which I think I welcome that, because I think if we are going to open up businesses there, then it should benefit the Gambian people also.
Right. So guys, you hear about the petition. It's very, very important, and I will encourage everyone to go and sign that petition, because everything, you know, Juliet is doing there in the Gambia is for us.
Yes.
So, you know, she's only one person. So we all have to rally behind her and give her all the support she needs. And anyone out there, you know, that is doing what they can do just to make it easier for, you know, the brothers and sisters in the West to move to the continent, I will encourage you to keep supporting them, because it's not easy. Sometimes, you know, we have our own thing going on, but it's our responsibility to do what we're supposed to do, you know, to encourage you guys. So please go and sign that petition, please. So I know you also rent construction equipment.
Yes.
So can you tell us a little bit more about that?
So this is my my newest business venture. So when I got married in my local the local compound wedding, we had to rent a lot of different equipment, and my husband does construction work. Although he doesn't like it, that's what he does, and that's how he earns his money, from doing architecture work and construction. So they have to rent a lot of the equipment when they are building.
Right.
So I decided I actually have a little bit of money aside, so I might try and start buying. So the first thing I did was buy a backup generator. So I said, I'm going to buy a backup generator, and then I saw I'm quite a strange person. So I wake up in the morning and I go on things like FreeCycle or Gumtree Freebies, which is like websites where people are giving away their items for free. And the first thing I saw on there one morning was some hard hats. So they had someone had like 20 hard hats from a construction building job, and they were giving them away for free. And it was like a mile down the road from my house. So I said, I'm going to actually go. I'm going to go and grab these hard hats. And that's what sparked the idea of actually hiring, actually having a hire shop like we do in the UK, where you can hire, you know, a 30-foot ladder or something like that. That's exactly what it is. So you can hire construction material from chainsaws, generators. You can hire huge toolkits. What else can you hire? Generators, toolkits. We have concrete compressors, spades, hacksaws, axes, things like that we have, where people actually only need for a small period of their job. They don't need to buy them. So they just hire them on a daily basis, and then we give it back to us, basically. So that's how we make money.
I have a next question from Curtis.
Interested in building wells or schools in the Gambia? Are there certain companies you have to go through? Government. I'm not 100% sure. I'm not sure, Curtis, about that. I think that you do, in order to build a school, you do have to go through the education department to have your school recognised, and that school is inspected by the education department, exactly like you would anywhere else. You have to make sure that that is far enough away from a main high road. You have to make sure that the classrooms are big enough, that there is ventilation, that you're able to provide toilets, fresh drinking water, things like that. So you do have to go through the government organisations, but I'm not sure about the wells, because most people have water supplies inside their house. So I'm not sure about the wells. I can't answer that question, sorry.
what type of business will you advise anyone in the stream that really want to go to Gambia and start some sort of investment?
To be honest with you, when it comes to business, I think the opportunities are pretty much endless. So anything that you can think of, you can probably put out there. For me, I felt like there was a lot of restaurants out there, loads of restaurants, and I was like, I would never open up a restaurant out here. But there's new restaurants being opened all the time, and they're always busy. So even myself, who thinks of business first, had to first think, I first thought, no, I wouldn't open up a restaurant, but actually you could. So any business that you can think of, I think you could do in Gambia, but there's also the opportunity to look at other businesses that are out there and think of how you can invest in those companies. So there's, I'm looking at businesses at the moment, but for the purpose of my channel, in order to highlight young Gambian entrepreneurs in Gambia. And there are so many out there. There's like an underwear line that is a Gambian-owned underwear line. And I hadn't heard of it before. And they probably could do with some investment in order to, for marketing, for development, to hire more staff, buying more materials. So that's the kind of thing that you can do. If you're not someone who is interested in opening up a business, but you understand how businesses run in the West, you could always invest in businesses in Gambia. And what you could offer is finances, but also you could offer the structure, the behind the scenes part of the business. If they need HR because they have 30 members of staff, if they need marketing and development, they are things that we can research online and offer to these organizations that are in Gambia. And you can make sure that they are that the business has a structure where investors get capital back, so you get your dividends, for example, on a monthly basis, because you are the person behind the scenes making sure that the structure of the business is correct. You are paying taxes, which obviously helps the economy, and you're helping the business grow, which helps employ more people. So if you don't want to run a business in Gambia, you can always invest, but the opportunities for business or investment are pretty much endless. You just need to go online and you'll see so many different companies.
That's amazing. Zendela, I know you're a mom of 3.
Yes.
And you have several businesses out there. So how do you maintain a work-life balance with everything going on? Yeah.
I don't think there's any such thing. Moms who tell you that there is are liars. There is no such thing as a work-life balance. Listen, when my sister got married, I was walking down the aisle in my bridesmaid dress, covering shifts on the phone. So I think as my business has become more successful, I've managed to figure out a work-life balance because I've been able to employ more people. At the start, you have to possibly get your children involved. And not make them feel like it's work and then them. This business belongs to all of us. It's ours. And I think, my children during summer holidays and school holidays had to come into my office, and I would make it a fun environment for them so that they didn't feel like they were missing out, because I had to work. And at the time, I wasn't earning enough to be able to afford childcare. So personally, I don't think that there is work-life balance. I think if you are an entrepreneur and you have a passion to make your business successful, you have to be ready for that business any time of the day or night until you grow that business to a point where you are able to go, someone else can do this part of the business, someone else can do that part of the business. I'm going to take a step back. That's it. So building water wells in a village. Curtis, I'm not sure what you mean by building water wells in a village. Can you just elaborate on that for me?
Yeah, Kirsty, please just expand a little bit on your question so Zendela can help you with that. Guys, I'll put already Zendela's channel's link in the chat, so please go and subscribe to her channel. That's the only way you're going to know more about Gambia, because I'm clueless. I don't know anything about Gambia. So that's why I'm so happy, Zendela is here tonight just to share, you know, what she can share here. But there will be other things she will be, you know, obviously doing more uploads about new things. So you need to keep eye on her channel to know more about that. And the underwear, you mentioned something about underwear company or something in Gambia. We'll talk. I want to know more about that. Yeah, yeah.
And it's it's the only underwear company where the underwear is made in Gambia. So I was like,
Wow.
never heard of it before. That's really interesting. So
It is.
yeah.
It is. And I would love to know more about them and eventually have them here on the platform so they can show, you know, us what they are doing, and
Yeah,
hopefully people will
that
be
would be
able to support
fantastic.
them.
Yeah, that would
Will
be
be
good.
able to
I'm going to
support them.
show them. I'm going to do cover as many businesses as I can
Please.
to show young entrepreneurs, and then I may do a video based on once I've spoken to them. If they are looking for investors or ways to scale up their business, then I may cover an investment show just so that people know that there are companies out there that you can invest in.
That's all they need from us.
Yes.
So more people, you know, will be aware what is happening, and those people that are out here that are able to invest in those type of projects. At least once it's out there, what you can do is to be part of it, so you know, to support the people, the brothers and sisters on the continent. So guys, if you have more questions, quickly put it in the chat. We have less like 5 minutes to end this stream. So please quickly.
Curtis has said that, yeah, sure, you can start a business digging wells and boreholes. Absolutely.
Right.
Curtis, that you are 100% spot on. You can, and I think that there are companies out there that do boreholes, that dig wells at the moment. But like I said, the opportunities are endless. There can never be too many. As long as you are working with Gambians, so if you find an organization or a company, and how we got our borehole done in our house was just a friend of a friend of a friend. Just someone just told us there's a borehole man down there, and that's how we did it. So I think, yeah, digging wells and doing borehole companies is a really good business to have in Gambia, because the more people that have it, the more fresh water that is going around the country. I think, yeah, and the more people that move from the diaspora, I think people will be very interested in the borehole system and the solar system rather than paying their monthly bills to companies in Gambia. So yeah, I do agree with you, Curtis. That's a good business.
Awesome. Zendela, any other thing you would like to share with us before we end this stream? What I'm going to do now, I'll put still your Instagram page link in the chat so people can actually follow your page as well. And if you guys, you know, if you have any question, then any questions for Zendela, you can still paste her over there, you know, to ask all your questions. So yes, Zendela, go ahead.
So I'm just going to look through the chat to see if there was anything else. Yes, the West is working to pay bills. Yes, African Unite Force. So no, I think that my last message or my last thing to say is that I do agree that the West actually gives us a poisoned view of Africa. And it is our duty as people from the diaspora, we are descendants of Africans. So it's our duty to, on our next holiday, to say, I'm not going to take that money to go to the US or to go to Spain, go somewhere in Europe or Dubai or Bali. I'm going to take that money to just experience Africa. Pick any of the countries that are in Africa. Do some research on that country and then go and visit. Even if you visit and you spend your entire time in the hotel because you are too fearful to leave the hotel, it will, just traveling from the airport to that hotel will change the way that you view Africa. If you are not planning to move to Africa, I believe that it is our duty to make sure that we go and visit to experience Africa. By us taking our money and going and visiting more, we are also helping the economy in these countries. A lot of people complain about the infrastructure of Africa and the lights and the flooding when it's rainy season and things like that. And I'm not disputing that there is corruption within the government in any African countries, because I don't know enough about politics to comment on that. But I would advise people that, or make people aware that when we spend our money and we go to these countries, we are helping the economy of these countries. And helping the economy means that we are giving the government more money to be able to invest in the infrastructure of the company. So if you don't have money to donate to a charity, or you don't want to live there, or you don't want to open up a business, do go and visit, because you are helping just by going there. That's all I'd like to say.
Thanks so much, Zendela. You know, well summarize all the questions you guys have. Let me see if there is something here again for you before we close. I see you, the African Tigresses. Thanks so much for joining. Thanks everyone for joining us tonight. Let me quickly put this here for Zendela before we close. And guys, kindly keep the likes up.
Yeah, I agree with you. I haven't experienced, like I said, I've only been 6 times, so I haven't experienced the entire country. And yes, I do know that there are some villages that don't have any access to clean water and a public water well. Things like that are still being built and invested in Gambia. So it is something. I will look into how you can do it in a public space rather than inside someone's individual compound. And then I will aim to do a video on it on my channel. I'll look into that for you.
Okay.
Having a shareholder. In my opinion, Tara, I think that we have to go and experience Gambia, and we have to make friends in Gambia. So there must be organizations out there. I've only found out the information this week about having to have a Gambian shareholder inside your organization when you incorporate that company. But there must be organizations out there that can help you with finding a Gambian who is able to become a shareholder. And I mean, you could give that Gambian shareholder just 1%. If they have no asset, no interest, or there's nothing that they can offer to the organization, I'm sure that there must be an organization where Gambians can assist people from the diaspora in opening up organizations. But I'm not 100% sure. I would advise that if you are going to invest in Gambia and you are going to open up a business or invest in a company, that you at least go and visit the country for the first time.
That's true. It's very, very important to visit, and then you take it from there.
Yes. Regarding the tax breaks, please don't ask me political questions.
Curtis, busy.
I don't know what the tax breaks are. You can go onto the GRA website. It's literally the gra.dm website, and it may be able to give you some knowledge of what the tax breaks are if you open up a business in Gambia. As far as I know, you pay the same amount of incorporation tax and tax every single year if you have an organization. But I don't know. Please don't quote me on that. Do some research on that.
Curtis, you need to go and visit.
Yes.
And then you're going to learn more, even if it's 3 weeks. Zendela even is talking about a week. She said even if it's a week.
I went for 1 week the first time. Yes.
And it's so important that we use our holidays instead of going to, certain places. We need to put that money back into, the countries on the continent. So please, let's do that.
Do you know what an example is? Greece. Greece was going through economic failure. They were crashing, and people were saying we don't want them in the EU anymore, and we're constantly having to bail out Greece. And then Greece all of a sudden put these holidays on that were ridiculously cheap. And as we do over in the UK, we all flocked to Greece. We said, let's help Greece, let's help the economy in Greece. And we did. We didn't get it out of trouble, but we stopped it from collapsing. We know that going and having a vacation in Greece, we helped the economy. I personally went and took my children to Greece. during that time. So we need to start doing that with Africa.
We have to.
Yeah.
It's the mass. Like, we always have to think about the continent first.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to do is an investment, holidays, please go. And once you go, you're going to connect with people. Not only that, you are also putting something back. So, you know, that's very, very important. And please, for you guys that will be watching this from Gambia or any part of Africa, please support Black-owned businesses, local businesses. Very, very important. That's why people like Zendela and others are out there, you know, creating jobs, opportunities for the youth and other people out there. You know, you need to support them by putting whatever you have financially into the business to support those businesses in order for them to have branches all over. That's, you know, that's the idea. So please, 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 she can be, you know, cozy here in London, you know, doing her thing, but she think like, no, I have to do this for my people.
It's our responsibility. Someone just, it's our responsibility to
exactly.
And I, for one, I did some research. I can't tell you the actual figures, but there's like 200 million Black people in the diaspora, and if we all donated, or if 15% or something donated £2 or $2 a month, over a year we would have like 744 million a year or something like that. I can't remember the figures. I put it on my Instagram page. But we do. I've been giving money to cancer research for about 10 years, and that's £8 a month. I didn't even realize I was paying it. So, you know, it's done for your text messages these days and directly for your bank account. We need
and they will be chasing you, you know. They will be chasing you.
Why are we stopped?
No, I used to, same like you, I used to, but at some point, you know, I like, okay, now it's fine. Let me think about, you know, my people, because I know they've been throwing ads all these years I've been in this country. Oh, please come and donate. Please come and donate. For water, still every single year, those same adverts. What is the money we are giving? Like, you know, now is enough. Like, you know.
Do you know 75% of the money that you donate, every pound you donate, 75% goes to administration. And that's why we need to raise money by the people. For the people. You know, someone said to me, I won't donate to it unless it's a registered charity. And I said, you need £5,000 to open up a registered charity. And who tells you what is a charity and what is not? You know, if you want me to register it as a charity, I'll register it as a charity. But what the banks make sure you do is sit £5,000 in their English bank account in order for them to invest your money as a charity. Why do you need £5,000 to open up a charity in the UK? And these are the type of things that we have to start thinking about. We have to start trusting each other and know, okay, this person looks, you know, they make sense. Let me see what her business plan is to do with my money that I'm donating, because when I'm donating to cancer research, I have no idea what they are doing with my £8 a month. I don't know how much money is going to actual water aid when I'm donating £2 a month. These are the type of things we trust those companies. Shiny adverts on TV, but we don't trust each other.
We have to change our mindset and keep supporting our people, because we understand, we should know by now that if we don't do it, those adverts, I'm so tired of seeing the same thing over and over and over. I say, well, right now I'm not in position to work due to, you know, health reasons. What can I do? What can I personally do for my community? So we all have to stand up and do what we're supposed to do. That's the only way truly things will change. So if you are out there and you are a business owner, that's the, you know, the number one aim of this platform is to promote our businesses. So just email me and you'll be able to join me here and show everything, share what you're doing with us. So, Zendela, elle a tellement parlé de beaucoup de choses ce soir. Et si vous voulez aussi savoir plus, j'ai déjà mis le lien de sa chaîne YouTube dans le chat. Il faut seulement aller s'abonner à sa chaîne et vous saurez beaucoup de choses concernant si vous voulez acheter du terrain ou vous voulez faire des investissements en Gambie. Elle a couvert toutes ces choses. Donc, franchement, j'ai beaucoup aimé cette interview ce soir. Et merci une fois encore d'être ici. C'est la fin vraiment de cette interview. Et demain, j'aurai encore un autre interview, mais ce sera plus pour les gens qui s'intéressent plus à Karatpa, de savoir plus comment le business opère. Donc, ça, c'est pour vous. Donc, merci beaucoup d'être ici et bonne soirée à tous. So, Zendela, thanks so much for joining us here. I'm sure you bless so many people in the chat, including myself. I've learned so much tonight. And, you know, keep doing what you are doing. We love and appreciate what you are doing. And guys, don't forget about the petition on Blassit channel. Please go and, you know, just do your part. That's the least we can do here. So thanks everyone for joining. If you are not yet a member of this platform and you love to support this platform, all you have to do is to click on the join button under the channel name, and you'll be able to be a supportive member of this platform. And like I promote my brothers and sisters' businesses, I do promote my own. So everything you see me wearing, t-shirt, you know, you can get it at maisonmuka.co.uk. So to support me as well. So thanks everyone for joining us tonight, and lovely, beautiful sisters and Dela. Thanks for honoring the
Thank you for having me. Take care, everybody.
You're welcome. Bye, guys.
Bye.
We'll see you all tomorrow. Good night.